All right, Padres beat the Giants game one of a three-game series. You're probably wondering, wait, where's John? John's soft. He was at like some concert or something tonight. Instead of going to the Padres game, like I did. But yeah, Manny Machado, 2 home runs, ties Nate Colbert. Nice, easy 5-1 win. Didn't have to tax too much of your bullpen. Michael King pitched fantastic, and the Padres gain a game on the Arizona Diamondbacks. I don't know if the Dodgers lost to Cleveland tonight, but it doesn't really matter because right now the most important thing is the wild card. And in the wild card standings, you're looking at the Padres having a full, what is this? Yeah, full game and a half lead over Arizona. They have 3-game lead over Atlanta and a 3-game lead over the Mets. So this is the wrap-up show, late night edition. John expected to join me later in the show. We'll see. I don't know. Dodgers did they lost? Okay. So you are now, yeah, you're four back of the Dodgers. It's kind of teeter-tottering between 4 and 5, and I don't know if that's gonna get it done. But anyway, the most important thing is tonight, Padres gained a game on Arizona, and they didn't lose any ground here, and they lead the wild card by a game and a half for the 4 seed. This is going to be a late one tonight. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. We are very close to 7,000. We are very close to 7,000 here, guys. Let's try to get it tonight. I mean, at least by the end of the weekend. We're 36 away from 7,000 subs on the show. I feel like we have to reach 7,000 tonight. Manny Machado tying Nate Colbert, his home run record as a San Diego Padre. And yeah, overall, it was just a very clean game from the Padres. Jumped out to the early 3-0 lead off of one of, the worst pitchers statistically that you'll see. It's just these numbers were god awful. That's just yeah. Mason Black coming into tonight 0-2. His ERA is now 7.5. His WHIP's 1.63. I was telling the friends I was with, I'm like, they are going to jump on this guy. I feel like they just, if they don't jump on this guy, then I don't even know. But thankfully they did. They got 3 runs in the first inning. They could have gotten more. And you're kind of wondering yourself throughout the rest of the whole game, like, okay, you got the 3 early runs. They tacked on one in the 5th. I think that was, I forget how they scored that run. But anyway, it's 4-1 because the Giants scored in the 6th, and you're like, 4-1? If this game should be like 7-8, 9-1, it feels like. And Manny gets the home run late, his second of the game. Easy 5-1 victory. Yeah, John should be here in, I don't know, about 20, 30 minutes or so. But all in all, just a really good game tonight. And frankly, it's a great bounce back after what happened last night. Like, last night was the gut punch that maybe they were due for. Maybe they were due for a gut punch loss like that. It's not something that everybody likes to see, but every once in a while, everyone needs a wake-up call. Or if you're cruising, if you are on autopilot, maybe you need something to kind of jumpstart you again. I'm not saying this team needed a wake-up call at all. They didn't. They're playing fantastic. But maybe oh, we're not going to win every game. So we need to lock back in here. And tonight was a great response after last night's loss. 100%. We'll get to all your super chats. It's a little difficult when you're doing a solo show to keep engaged with the chat, but got over 300 plus people here tonight. Late night, 10:30 on a Friday night, and you guys are bringing it. Already, Sunriser with an amazing super chat. Thank you. $50 super chat coming in, says, thanks, Jim, for the show. Today is nice and needed with yesterday's game. Today feels good. Absolutely, Sunriser. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Yeah, it just goes to show how this team's mentality is completely different than maybe years past when it was maybe fragile and a loss like last night turns into like a bad week of baseball. Now that was the case early in the season. I talked about it today on John and Jim. You guys remember that Royal series and how they blew that lead, or not blew the lead? They had the Stephen Kolek situation where he couldn't get 3 outs and they had to bring Robert Suarez in. And then the following game, they couldn't use Robert Suarez. That they had to use Yuki Matsui, and he blew that game, and that turned into just like a horrific week. And the talk of the clubhouse from Jerks and Profar was like, right now, it just feels like we're finding ways to lose. That's the complete opposite mindset with this team right now. They're finding ways to win. And after yesterday's loss, how it ended, you're kind of wondering, okay, how's this going to go? Like, how are they going to finish out the weekend here? Because these are very important games. You know, uh, any bad weekend or a bad week, then you're gonna have problems potentially. But all in all, a great bounce back tonight. Manny Machado, 2 home runs, ties Nate Colbert. Fantastic. The bullpen was great. Hoeing came in, did his job. Michael King pitched beautifully again. Hoeing, Matsui, Morahone, Estrada, that was great. You weren't going to use Adam, you were not going to use Scott, and you definitely were not going to use Robert Suarez. So they got the win tonight without using their top 3 guys. I would assume tomorrow is going to be a little bit of the same thing with the bullpen. You're going to be reluctant to use Robert Suarez, and you're probably going to be reluctant to use either one or the other of Adam and Scott, because those guys have been pitching a lot. And if you can get through a weekend series here versus the Giants, hell, without using any of those guys, and you can, kind of beat up on a Giants team that is already booking their Cancun tickets, that would be chef's kiss, perfect scenario for this bullpen, because they got that Monday off day. So get 4 off days and rest days for your top relievers in the bullpen. I think would be the absolute perfect scenario for this team. Thanks for the super chat, Sunriser. Really appreciate it. Let's get to Fonzie93 here. Thanks for the super chat, buddy. Here we go. It says, that's overreact on a win this time, guys. I mean, if you want, I mean, look, when the team loses, of course, everyone's going to freak out. Everyone's going to be like, what the Robert Suarez cooked. I can't believe this. I can't believe what. No, I've said it, that I have the most confidence I've ever had covering this Padres team than I have. I mean, this is the most I've ever had covering a Padres team in a decade plus. They just have this mentality and mindset that they're going to figure out a way to get it done. And they're not going to, at this moment in time, let losses like last night bleed into the next day, and then bleed into the series, and then bleed into a week. Like, not this team right now. And they flipped that switch the second that they got to the second half after the All-Star break. And credit to them, man. They have been fantastic ever since. Thanks for the super chat, buddy. Appreciate it. David, thanks for the super chat. Says super chat for holding it down, Jim. Thank you. He says, question, is Bobby fastballs okay after one night off? I think you're going to need to give him multiple nights off. Seriously. I mean, he's worked a lot. Coming into today, he's worked 7 of the last 12 games, or 7 of the last 12 days, excuse me, for the last 5 days. And we talked to Kevin Acee today, and there was 0% chance he was going to pitch tonight, no matter what. I think the same is said for tomorrow's game as well. Outside shot to pitch Sunday if they have a 2 or 3 run lead or a 1 run lead. But I still think that right now, with how much they have used their top guys in the bullpen, they would love this series to not be stressful at all. Like, a stress-free series is probably on the top of their wish list right now. like intermediate goals, is to get to Monday's off day without having to tax your bullpen when it's been taxed so much the last month or so. Like, it's a huge thing to get to Monday and make sure you have your guys rested and ready to go for the stretch run here. So hopefully they can take care of business versus the Giants this weekend and not have too much stress. Tonight didn't feel like that much stress at all. I think Michael King alleviated that stress. He was fantastic tonight. I know it wasn't like a complete blowout, but still, he went 6 innings, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk. He was great. The only run he gave up was that home run to Conforto. Of course, it was Conforto because Conforto kills the Padres. By the way, that Conforto home run, I was there, and it's no coincidence that the Conforto home run happened during the fucking wave. Cut the wave out, guys. Stop. The only time, if there's any wave people, like, not the soccer team, but wave lovers in the chat, I understand that. The only time it is acceptable to do the wave is if the Padres were up like 9-0. At that moment in time, it was a 4-0 game. 4-0. And that was in the 6th inning. You can do the wave up 9-0 in the 9th. Not in the 6th. Not in the 6th. No. So, don't do the wave. Please don't do the wave unless the Padres are up by a bunch of runs. And that's fine. Waves, I get it. If you like the wave, I'm not going to sit here and say don't do it. I'm just saying, me personally, I'm not a big wave guy. Not the team, the wave, actually. And I think Manny has said that one time during the wave, he got distracted and it caused him to make an error. So, yeah, probably shouldn't do that when the game's only 4-0. So, 4-0 game, 6th inning, unacceptable. Unacceptable. One thing tonight that was not good, Jackson Merrill, if you want my leg, I'll give it to you. I don't need it. That's fine. And what I'm talking about is Jackson Merrill left this game. He hit a ball off of his inner, I think, ankle. I don't know exactly. I just from when I saw it happen, he just fell down. I thought he twisted his ankle or something. I didn't know exactly what happened, but then watching on replay, you saw that it hit him in his left leg, and apparently they're calling it a left patella contusion for Jackson Merrill. He got taken out of this game. His knee. Okay. He got taken out of this game. That's something to watch for sure. I honestly would not be surprised if he doesn't play tomorrow. That's the bad news of tonight. They say X-rays were negative, so that's a good thing. But I mean, that's something to monitor for sure. Mike Schultz said day to day for Jackson Merrill. So I would think he's going to probably have an off day tomorrow and maybe an off day on Sunday with the Monday off day as well, because you can't understate how badly this team relies and needs Jackson Merrill. You got to avoid the IL at all costs. You give him a couple days here. You have the Monday off day. Just make sure that you are ready to go. IL would be the last thing that you want to see for this kid and this team, truthfully. He's going to have a massive welt overnight, I bet. And I think when he gets in tomorrow, unless he's just like a superhuman 21-year-old, which he might be, I would suspect he's not going to be in the lineup tomorrow. That's just me. I mean, the way that he looked and acted, that was like, okay, please be all right. Like, please be all right. So that's the one thing to monitor. And I think with the X-rays being negative, that's a good sign. But again, it's about how you feel tomorrow and the next day. That's really going to tell more than just an initial X-ray. And to take X-rays, by the way, that's not nothing. You know, I think that has to be viewed as a little something. Like, you're not just going to take X-rays for nothing. But X-rays being negative, that's good. David, thanks for the super chat again, man. Appreciate it. It says $1,000 to bet. Are the Padres still a lock for the postseason, Jim? If it were up to me, if I had to bet $1,000 for the Padres to make the postseason, yeah. I mean, I don't have $1,000 to bet right now, but like if I did, I would easily. Yeah, I am way more confident than John is on this team and their chances to make the postseason, just because I've watched this team every single day, and the switch that they flipped to start the second half, and the mindset and the mentality, and then how this team looks after the All-Star break with the new bullpen additions. I mean, best record in the second half in all of baseball. Yeah, I feel very confident. They're not just dragging along here and having help by other teams. I mean, everybody's playing really good. So they have to continue to play good baseball to make the postseason, because they can't rely, I feel like, on the other teams behind them to just fall off. That's just not going to happen. The Diamondbacks, the Mets, and the Braves are all playing fantastic baseball. Now, maybe one team does drop off, and then you don't have to worry about it. But right now, like, you got to keep your foot on the pedal. All right. You got to continue to play good baseball. You got to continue to play at a high clip, because truthfully, if you don't, you're running the risk, of maybe missing out. But to David's super chat there, I just have the utmost confidence in this team for sure. Hendrick, thanks for the super chat, buddy. Appreciate it. Says bruise, could miss a couple days, doubt long term. Okay, Mr. Doctor. I mean, I hope you're right. There's no doubt he's gonna have a bruise. Like, dude couldn't walk, but I don't know the severity of it or how long he's gonna miss. I'm just saying I'd be shocked if he's out there tomorrow. That's just what I'm saying. And probably Sunday. You know, you take him out of the game. That to me doesn't signal, oh, I'll be ready for tomorrow. So hopefully it's not long term, because he is this. I mean, you could argue he's the best hitter on the team, but I'm going to give that to Manny right now. And also, Luis Ariz wants to have a chat, but he is definitely one of the best hitters on this team. And he is one of, if not the most clutch players in baseball. And he's been so important to this team. If you told me he misses the next week plus, I would then be a little concerned, because that's a huge loss. Sunriser, thanks for the super chat, buddy. Appreciate it. $20 is very generous. Says, I love Suarez, and the luxury that we can pitch Tanner in the ninth just feels awesome. I agree. Let's go, AJ. AJ nailed the moves this year. This year has options. This year he has options we did not have before. Love it. Absolutely right. They have the deepest team in the Preller era by far. Like, not even a question. This is the deepest team Preller has ever assembled. This trade deadline, I think, turned out to be a near perfect deadline. We'll see what happens in the postseason, but you bolstered your bullpen with two top relievers that were on the market, and Adam and Tanner Scott, who you could argue Tanner Scott was the best reliever available out there, and he was closing games for Miami. So now you have two closers with him, and frankly, Adam can close a game, and Estrada can close a game, and you have four guys that have closed games this year with Estrada and Suarez and Tanner Scott and Jason Adam. Yeah, that bullpen, when fully rested, it will be very tough to beat. And that's going into a postseason series, having the best bullpen in baseball. That right there is the luxury that you're talking about, Sunriser. Appreciate it, buddy. Back to Hendrick. Thanks for the super chat. Says Jackson is youth and team hype man. He is. He definitely is. I don't know, like, if Manny is like if Tatis is the spark plug and Manny's the engine, Is Merrill like turning into like the heart of the team? Just I don't want to go that far, just quite yet, but I mean, he's just it's everything he does is so infectious. So if he's not out there, how is the team going to respond? Because his demeanor, the way he goes about his business, the way he carries himself, the way he plays the game, just everything about it is just like they. This guy is the future of the franchise. I mean, he's the now. Frankly, he's the now of the franchise. Um, Thanks for the super chat, buddy. Appreciate it. Let's get to Zach. Thanks, Zach, for the super chat. It says, what's your guess on number of wins to clinch a wild card spot? I would say you get to 90 plus. I feel pretty safe. I mean, this team is right now pacing for more than that. So if I think 90 is the threshold to make it in the wild card, then to me that means that they're firmly in. I think this team can expect around 93, 94 wins, top 95 if they just play amazing baseball down the stretch. How many games are left? They're 81 and 62. They secured a 500 season. I can't do math right now, dude. It's been a long day. I can't do math. Please, someone in the chat. How many games do they have remaining? I really can't do this. 19. They have 19 games remaining. Right? 19 games, right, guys? See, this is why I need John. John would easily be like, oh, yeah, 19. Okay, 19. So even if they go 10 and 9, that's 91 wins. 91 and 71. They're in. I think they're going to be better than that, truthfully. I could see them going 13 and 6 because you have that series against the White Sox. No, I can't do math, Ben. They have that series against the White Sox. They have 5 more against the Giants. They have 2 versus Seattle. Yeah, I don't think 13 and 6 is out of like the realm of possibility. You do that, you're at 94 wins and you're cooking. And that's crazy. I don't think that even gets them the division. Like the Dodgers, all right, they're 84 and 57. So you would need the Dodgers to only win 9 remaining games or 10 and whatever, how many games they have left. They're 84 and 57. Yeah, I really should stop talking about math. I should stop doing that. David, thanks for the super chat again, buddy. Says, okay, let's back it off a little. $500 to bet on the Padres winning the World Series. Bet or no bet? I mean, come on, man. Like $500, like that, dude. That's a lot. I mean, what are the Padres odds right now? I mean, everything is just it's just so wide open. It's just such a wide open field this year that I think the Padres have the better, as good a chance as anybody, truthfully. Like, they played the Dodgers extremely well this year. Philadelphia, okay. A little bit of an issue. Milwaukee, Arizona. I mean, they played Baltimore well this year. They've only had 1 series. They played Cleveland well this year. They've only had 1 series versus them. They still have to play Houston coming up here. Yankees, not so much. I mean, they have as good of a chance to win a World Series as a lot of teams, and frankly, the best chance to win a World Series, in my opinion, since 1998. I don't know if I'm betting $500 though. Carlos, thanks for the super chat. Scared of Merrill bruises. Love Manny, Tatis, no slug. Okay. 1, yes, scared of the Merrill injury situation. 2, yes, Manny Machado is awesome. The 2 home runs tonight, tying Nate Colbert. That was great. Tatis, no slug. Dude, he's hitting rockets off his bat. Like literal rockets off his bat. And this is his 4th game back since his return? He didn't even have a rehab assignment? Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, Tatis has slug. Don't worry about that. It's Carlos. Again, thanks, Carlos, for the super chat. He goes, "Buy McCoy, give me Solano." It's just now with Merrill out potentially for the rest of the series, you're going to see Tyler Wade and Mason McCoy in this lineup. Yeah, not great. Carlos again with super chat. Thanks. He goes, "How many Cutwaters are you in, Jim?" I am only one Novo drink in. I didn't drink a lot tonight, but just one can of Novo. Had done. So that was it. Okay, here we go. Here he is. Welcome.
Trombone Shorty himself, straight from the Rady Shell, big boy.
Huh?
What is happening? Look at this show. Let's get this thing started.
Oh, let's freaking go. We got over 400 people here on a Friday night at almost 11 p.m., dude.
Let's do this thing. I knew there would be a million people here. There's so much going on, man. I'm trying to keep track of the Padres from the freaking Rady Shell.
I know. And you're missing like history pretty much.
I know. Nate Colbert, move over.
Well, actually,
yeah, kind
Nate
of.
Colbert
Move
slide over a little bit to make room, and then soon Manny will pass him. Probably tomorrow, honestly.
I mean, the Manny run, and I don't have it in front of me through tonight. The Manny run, dude, from Philadelphia on is like historically good, isn't it? I mean, he's on a freaking binge. He's on a 65 game binge that's comparable to a lot of the better runs in like Padres history. What is happening? It is good to be here. It is good to be here. Where are you in the supers? Where are you with the show? Where are we in our lives?
Where are we in our lives? Well, we are
Sunriser. I see that $50 super from earlier. You the man?
Yeah, Sunriser, you the man. I was just getting to Carlos's super chat about asking me how many Cutwaters I am because we were texting during the game. He asked if I wanted to meet up down in the Lexus Club, and I said I was with some buddies in the suite. No big deal. Humble brag.
Oh yeah, no biggie. Sushi.
Yeah, sushi boat. It's fine.
Yeah, no biggie.
Nacho platter, tri-tip nachos.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. I'll just have nothing. Add a bottle of water.
Oh, that's actually good. That's actually good.
That's my dinner.
Yeah, no, we're only about 28 minutes in. We're just getting,
all right.
But I said,
okay. Yeah, what do you got?
Great bounce back after last night. Michael King looked great. It was awesome how they didn't have to use any of their top bullpen arms. They weren't, Manny Machado gave them insurance to not really worry about it. And then the one big concern coming out tonight is the health of Jackson Merrill.
All right. So what's the update on Merrill? So he fouls a ball off himself and he's got a contusion. Is that accurate?
Yeah. His left patella. Okay. And he left the game. Our boy Tyler Wade took over for him in center field.
Yeah, and it's not ideal.
And they said x-rays are negative and he's day to day.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously the story. I mean, the front page story is Manny Machado, obviously. And then, Michael King going 6 innings, allowing 1 run and getting out of, I know that bases loaded jam in the 4th inning was big. And then, but Jackson Merrill, I mean, you just have to have him fully healthy when you have to have him fully healthy, which is all year. But if he's got to sit for a couple of days to get healthy, so be it. But that to me sounds like he maybe, hopefully, is dodging something of significance. I mean, Merrill leaving a game and then x-rays negative.
Not ideal,
but better than x-rays positive, right?
I said, look, I would be very surprised if he's in the lineup tomorrow. I think I'd also be a little surprised if he's in the lineup Sunday. And with Monday's off day, maybe just give him 3 days here and rest and don't have to go on the IL, because the last thing you want is him to go out there and all of a sudden he's on the IL. And look, if he's in the lineup tomorrow, then he's a freaking superhuman. I mean,
what happened so that's obviously massive. And then what happened? The Dodgers lose. So my reverse jinx worked for a night. The Mets won. What did the Braves do?
Braves won, Diamondbacks lost, Mets won, Dodgers lost.
I'll take that with the Padres win. I'll take that. I mean, you get a couple of things break your way. which has been hard to get anything to break your way. So picking up an extra game now in Arizona and pulling a game closer to LA and getting a win. I mean, I don't know what that magic number is. Does anyone? I mean, that magic number has got to be creeping. It's obviously in the teens because there's only 19 games left. So, what is it, in that 15 range? Something like that for the Padres. So, again, everything will take care of itself if they win. That's abundantly clear. And good on Michael King, dude. This is the type of game they just had to win. They just had to win this game after last night. And now it's like last night. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but it's out of your system. It's not anything they're going to be thinking about.
No, I said that this team's mental fortitude is very strong right now. And it's not as fragile as it was earlier in the season when if this were to happen last night, then it would turn into a weak situation. Or God, even last year it would turn into like the end of the year.
Right. All right, let's reset things. Have we gotten to Mark? We haven't gotten to Mark, have we?
I was about to get to him, but we have not. No.
Okay, so let me get to Mark, and then let's get to. We'll just pick this thing up. All right, I'm back. Jim's here. We wouldn't have the show on without Jim tonight because, well, I was in a car. So we do need to thank our title sponsor. We do need to thank Jim Russell as well for starting the show here tonight. We need to thank Mark Nimitz and Farmers Insurance. I'm going to keep thanking you. I want to thank everyone here live or on replay. I want to thank Mark. Obviously, we can't do this without his support. We can't do this without everyone that is here as well. If you have an insurance need, let us, San Diego, and Mark Nimitz help you out. He's supported this channel since day one. If you support our work, please support Mark. He can save you a lot of money. It's as simple as that. And in addition to that, he also is a great insurance agent. I know that because I have homeowners, life insurance, and earthquake insurance through Mark, and you can as well. He does auto, and he can save you $750 or more if you have to file a claim ever, like I did in 2022. He could save you like thousands of dollars and so much time as well. So he's been with us since day one, which is 3+ years on YouTube. I don't know if we ever start the channel without the support of Mark Nimitz. So click that link in the description down below. You can get free quotes online or by calling Mark. He'll talk to you about the Padres. He'll talk to you about saving money as well.
Yeah, all his information is on the ticker below, mnimitz@farmersagent.com. When you reach out to Mark, let him know that John and Jim from the Wrap-Up Show sent you.
All right, so is this where we are, Carlos, the one after the Cutwaters?
Yeah.
All right, so I mean, it's a very fair point. 19 games to play for the Padres, 4 games back with the tiebreaker on LA. I punted on it last night, hoping that they would get back in it. I still think it's hard. I do think it's a reach, but possible is right. Right? We would all agree possible is right. I don't know what the percentages are, Jim. I don't know what Fangraphs would say, but it's at least possible. I punted on it yesterday. I would say today it's at least possible.
Look, if you get to the final 6 games of the year in that 3-game series versus the Dodgers and you are 3 games back or better, then yeah, it's possible. I think to feel like you have a legitimate shot, get to that series 2 games back. Mm-hmm. If you want to have an outside shot, potentially like once in a lifetime miracle finish, 3 back, 4 back, it's done. And that's when you're getting to the situation where, oh shit, Dodgers might have a chance. Actually, they would have a chance to clinch against you at Dodger Stadium, which would not be fun.
No, that wouldn't be fun at all. We talked about it one night where like the Padres, Dodgers, and Diamondbacks could all celebrate against each other or with each other technically over those final 6 games, because there's going to be a team that could lose, but then someone else loses around baseball and you clinch a wild card and someone else clinches a division or so on and so forth. To your point, if you can get to those final 6 games with a mathematical chance, I mean, you want more than a mathematical chance. You don't want to be 6 out with 6 to play.
I think 2 is the number you feel like this could happen.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree. So, Carlos, spot on. I agree. Sunriser, thank you, man, for the super chat. Guys, by the way, if you're here, year-round content for Padres fans, is this the night that Manny Machado has equaled the franchise record in home runs, that we get to 7,000 subscribers, which would also be a wrap-up show record if we get there? We're 34 subscribers away from 7,000. Can we get it on this record-breaking night for Manny Machado and the Padres? Please subscribe, whether you're here live or on replay. He says, I did have a big win today, and this is free money. This said, appreciate Jim facilitating the chat. Just love the Padres. I don't know what we're referring to there. regarding he had a big win today, but are the Padres free money? Was this free money tonight? Maybe.
Potentially.
Padres betting on them?
I did have a big win today, and this is free money. Have you downloaded the Underdog Fantasy app? Use promo code PODSWRAP.
Is that what he did? Is that what we're talking about?
If not, Sunriser, you got to download the Underdog Fantasy app. Use promo code PODSWRAP.
By the way, your levels in my ears like went down like a minute ago, and now you're like, I don't know if it's just my ears. Put it in the chat. Has Jim's volume gone down in the last 60 to 90 seconds? I just removed my 7:20 a.m. Orange Theory class. I'm not doing that.
Oh, it's gross.
It's way too early. It's way too early. I'm going to go
Saturday
Sunday
morning. Bruh.
Carlos, thank you. He says unacceptable, John. Late to work. Campusano of show. You really don't like Luis Campusano.
Well,
I mean, you really don't.
I mean, good news, Carlos, because we talked to Kevin today. We talked to Kevin today, and he's heard that, if and when they make the postseason, highly likely Elias Diaz will be the second catcher for this team.
Yeah, which again, I don't think is surprising with them signing him and bringing him up, and he even got a start here recently. By the way, more like it tonight with the bullpen, right? Hoeing, Morahone, Estrada.
Yeah, it was great. I mean,
that's good.
Very good. I think
after last night.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for anything more.
Hendrick, appreciate your membership in the super chat. He says, okay, he's on the East Coast, so it's 1:45 in the morning. Yeah, it's a bit of a, what is it? What you call it? Wrap-up show after dark?
A little bit of wrap-up show after dark. I mean, most nights we're maybe on at 10:55, but we got about another half hour left in us. So,
dude,
I tell you what, it's much better than a couple of years ago when we would just start our wrap-up show like right now.
We started some. I mean, there were some even on YouTube. I would guess we started some on YouTube in the midnight range in our era. Did we maybe?
Thank you, Pitch Clock. Thank you, earlier start times.
Thank you, 6:40 start. You're right.
Yeah.
Thank you, runner on second. Even though, again, like I'm kind of inherently against some of this, but for the wrap-up show, it works. David Gutierrez, appreciate this. Very generous, man. He says, "Where are you at, John?"
He's right there.
And now he's like, my thoughts on these bets: $1,000 in the Padres making the playoffs. But do I even want to? Do I want to share my?
I said if I had $1,000, I'd put it down on the Padres to make the postseason. I probably would not put 500 down because I'm a chicken on the Padres to win the World Series. Oh, that's right. He did it. We did it. Yes, he put it down. John put the money down on the Padres to win the World Series.
The Padres to win the World Series at Circa, folks.
How you doing? What's the odds on that again?
Only like 12-1. 12-1. And I should have done it our first trip to Circa. I did $25 at 12-1. The pays $325, and I feel good about it.
I forgot you did that.
And I wouldn't be scared. But I have a buddy that just did it at 7-1. Or 8-1, something really short odds. Someone just told me they did it at 8-1 or 7-1 somewhere. So we did it 12-1. We could have gotten 40-1. It's at one point 30-1 at one point this year. But he wants to know my thoughts on this. $1,000 on Padres make the playoffs. I mean, you should feel amazing about that. But what are your odds? I mean, not good. And $500 on the Padres make the World Series and go. Does that mean win the World Series? Can't wait for the wrap-up show. Oh, this is wait, is this okay? This was the guy who earlier was fake fan, because I was going back and forth with him, and then he's like, I just bought a hat.
Oh, on
that tweet you sent
social media?
Is this? Yeah, it is. Dave Gute at Dave Gute. So thank you for picking up a hat. He picked up a wrap-up show hat. If you want to pick up wrap-up show merch, click the link in the description down below.
Oh, it is. You call me a fake fan, yeah.
I think he called me a fake fan. I think you called us both a fake fan. I think he was kidding because we've been talking back and forth. Listen, we all feel good about the Padres making the postseason. What kind of odds would you even get on that? You lay 1,000 to win 180 or something?
It's a different person. Someone else said, at least he's not rooting for a Bay Area team this weekend. I like the hat, John. That's someone else. And
Oh yeah, I
then
like that tweet. I'm like, yeah,
Dave Goot chimed in and said #fake fan. And then he
right.
sent you a picture of posted up waiting for the wrap up show.
Well, you're going to get your hat in a few days because that's done through a separate company, and you'll get your hat in a few days. I wouldn't make a bet on the Padres to make the playoffs because I hate the odds. You'd bet $1,000 to win 100. Would I make a bet on the Padres getting to the World Series or winning it? Yeah, because I still think there's probably some value in there. But it might be a little too late to get that value because the Padres are the hottest team in baseball in the second half. Look at this, by the way. This follow
Another
up from
50 from
Sunrise.
dude. Thank you. Thank you, man.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate you.
My trombone
Wow.
shorty tickets. Thank you. He says, thank you, man. This is seriously very generous. Can we get some subscribers for Sunriser right now? Can we get to 7,000 subscribers because of this super? Please subscribe. He says, LOL, someone making fun on why I am doing super chats. You guys are awesome. Go Padres. Who's making fun of super chats? This is the beauty of YouTube. I mean, honestly, the beauty of YouTube is that you can interact in so many different ways. You can subscribe, you can communicate in the chat, you can support financially, you can pick up t-shirts, you can just be there in the background and never communicate ever and just watch from, your bed. You're just sitting there, you're listening. Like there's so many ways to consume the content that is why I'm enamored with it. I know Jim's the same way, but thank you, Sunriser, seriously, for your longtime support of the channel. This has been a fun year. I mean, this has been an awesome year to this point. We don't know how it ends though.
We don't. And to your point, they're like, I mean, we never force anybody to send in super chats. But
by the way, there are channels like that only have members that can be like in the chat.
Oh yeah, we have everybody.
You know what I mean? Like you got to be a member to chat, but we're like, no, you don't have to do that.
I mean, and truthfully, like, this helps. It helps us out a lot to do this show and it makes it fun to have all you guys here in the chat. I mean, 400 plus people tonight on a 11 p.m. on a Friday night. Like, yeah, it's definitely a labor of love for sure. And we're here for you guys and we appreciate the love. And so,
yeah, no, well said. Well said. Sunriser, appreciate you, dude. Appreciate you. Clap emojis in the chat, please, for our buddy. Sunrisers, the Padres win tonight over the Giants, opening up a 3-game series 5-1. We'll see if they can win tomorrow in a really good pitchers matchup down at Petco Park on a hot Saturday evening. Chucky D, thank you for the super chat. He says, our new closer, Jeremiah Estrada, seriously, RS. Suarez, yeah, get your change up out of the witness protection and working. They're all sitting dead red on you. I mean, he's fastball first, and he's fastball primarily, and he's basically fastball only.
And imagine, imagine this scenario where he does incorporate his changeup or splitter or whatever, a second pitch, and he gets beat on it. He'll never forgive himself. I mean, if you're going to get beat on your best. Yep. His fastball is his best pitch, obviously. And if he goes up there in a postseason series and throws a splitter and hangs it and he gets knocked 450 feet out of the ballpark, like, he'll be like, why the F did I throw that stupid pitch?
Sure.
And if he's not going to feel confident in it, then don't throw it until you feel confident. But eventually I think he's going to have to try and get some type of second pitch, and he's going to need to find some confidence with it.
Yeah, I just wonder if it can be done in a couple of weeks. Again, you're right. I mean, Hader a couple of years ago was all kind of sideways, and they got him right in a relatively short period of time, and he was really right in September and then heading into the postseason. Not to say that Suarez is that far off like Hader was in August of 2022, but he can't be overly confident, and he certainly needs some tweaking, and he absolutely needs to be throwing something other than a fastball in the postseason to give the Padres their best chance of winning, in my opinion, and everyone's opinion. Carlos, appreciate you, my friend. Really do. He says, only trust Scott and Adam. Suarez equals no swing and miss. I don't know about no, but not as much as he probably needs at this point of the year.
He's blown only 4 saves this season. At one point, he was unhittable. I mean, he was just mowing down guys left and right, and he's still a top 5 closer in the game. And the 4 runs of their day is going to inflate his ERA a little bit, and he's not been as sharp in August. I get that, but I mean, it's hard to just be like, all right, you're done. You're not the closer anymore after blowing or having one really bad, really
Oh, I agree.
bad blown save.
The problem is it wasn't like it was all brilliance leading up to it. Like
I'm
Kevin said
sure.
today, like there weren't clean innings.
I'm sure Trevor Hoffman gave up a grand slam in his career.
Nope. He
No.
never blew a save. I told you that earlier.
Oh, that's right.
Look
Sorry.
it up.
My bad.
Carlos says that I've jinxed the Padres. Rip up that ticket now. I would say, you know what season this is, Carlos, for the Padres? Any guesses out there? You know what season this is? Season 56.
Yeah.
Who jinxed the first 55?
Probably me.
Jim? Yeah, exactly. Season 56, my friend. There's no such thing as jinxing a team that's never won a World Series. Hendrick, thank you. He says, I love it. And chat. Now, I will say this. I don't talk about no hitters. I don't talk about perfect games. I don't do that during a game. But I'll talk about getting to the postseason or winning a playoff round or winning a World Series. I'll do that all day long. Hendrick says, I love it. And chatting with fellow fans. Thank you for the show. Hashtag LFGSD. Thank you.
Love it.
Yeah. We love that.
Yes, we do. We appreciate you all. And by the way, like, all you guys that come by and say hi when we're at Naughty Barrel or at the ballpark, we do appreciate that. Don't be afraid to say hi to us. We welcome it. So if you ever see us out, stop us and wave and say hi.
Speaking of the wave, and absolutely. We do appreciate that. In fact, I told you I was just walking down the street and some dude took his headphones off. He's like, I love your podcast. I'm like, appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Carlos said, if I see another wave in Petco, I'll go ape shit.
You didn't see this, but did you see what happened?
I'm not a wave guy.
I'm not a wavy guy either, but
never have been.
You didn't see what happened with the wave tonight, right?
No.
Okay.
No idea.
They have a 4-0 lead, top of the 6th inning. Fans start doing the wave. Literally, the first pitch after the wave gets started, Conforto hits a home run.
What?
Yeah, and it's like,
okay. Just kidding on jinxes. A wave can be a jinx.
I said
the freaking Suarez entrance can be a jinx.
I said the only time that it's acceptable to do the wave is if the Padres are up like 9-0 and it's like the 8th inning or the 9th inning.
The wave is so tired. Here's my other issue.
It is. I get it. I agree with you.
When you're not in a symmetrical stadium, you know what I mean? It's not, the seating bowl doesn't go around the entire stadium. Yeah, you got the lawn.
So you have
it's just weird.
Yeah.
I'm 100% with Carlos. I'm 100%.
And by the way, it wasn't the 8th or 9th inning. Shit, this was the top of the 6th. And I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah, a little too early.
Way too early.
Way too early, especially based on last night.
Yeah, no. 4-0 lead, no.
David Gutierrez again. Thank you, man, for the super chat. He says it was a joke. Of course, fake fan was a joke. Love you, dudes. This is our year. I think a lot of people agree with you. I know Jim fully believes that. Jim's all in. He fully believes. I'm confident, but I know that there's twists and turns. I know that there can be highs and lows still, even this late in the year.
I just look at the main storylines for this team this year. You need to have little luck. You need to have that, career years from people. You need to have that. If you have that special rookie, you have them playing for something more than themselves with, the PS patch and Peter Seidler obviously passing away this past offseason. Obviously they've never won a World Series before in the franchise history. I'm just looking at like these like intangible things and being like, okay, if it would just be poetic and perfect if they pulled out the first World Series victory in franchise history this year. It literally would be storybook, like no question about it. Storybook if they did that.
Yeah. Oh, I completely agree with that. Completely. It would be
amazing for your first World Series. It's like, I don't know, just things have to fall your way. Obviously, you got to get a little lucky, but you just have things that World Series teams have. Like you just have these crazy comebacks, crazy walk-offs. You have rookie of the year. You have, you know, career years from guys. You have the all-star players. You got, you know, the backing of the fan base. You're you know, playing for Peter. Like it's just, yeah, it just feels like I'm in. I'm
The
all
Peter
in.
part of it. No, I'm in. And I say dive in, like put 2 feet in the water. I'm all for it. I just know anything can happen in the baseball postseason, and we've had Mike Farron on a lot. He's like the margins in baseball are so thin,
Mhm.
as opposed to like the NBA. That like a 3-game series, you could be the hottest team in baseball. You play a 3-game series, doesn't guarantee you're going to win it. Just because you're the hottest team
I know.
in baseball. But fingers crossed. Mauricio, appreciate you, man. Thank you for the
Oh,
super chat. Really
thank
do
you.
appreciate you. And sorry to hear you've been sick a bit lately. And he says that we have really helped his morale. So we
Oh,
appreciate that.
yeah, I'm glad we could help.
And yeah, we're here for you guys. So thank you for saying that. And hopefully you're going to be feeling better. He says, question, which players would you leave off the playoff roster? I'm leaving off Luis Campusano. I'm leaving off both of their shortstops because I'm using Kimmy and Nicky for
Right.
Wadey and McCoy. That's where I am right now with it. I don't know how deep I want to go with this bullpen. There could definitely be one change in that bullpen, I'm sure. But that's where I would probably start. Diaz on my roster. Obviously, Hassan Kim, assuming his health. Nick Ahmed, he's 10-year veteran. I don't see why he wouldn't be on the playoff roster, even though we haven't seen him in a Padres uniform. That's where I'm starting.
Well, in a wild card series, I mean, you're going 4 starters max just in case something happens, right? So Cease King, Darvish, Musgrove, right?
Absolutely.
And then you're
Yep.
going 9 relievers:
Yep.
Estrada, Suarez, Adams, Scott, Hoeing, Matsui, Morahone. Great.
I could have
You just ruined everything. I got 7 there.
Well, that's because their bullpen right now doesn't have 9 because of their rotation.
I'm trying to think. Reynolds?
Yeah, Sean Reynolds definitely could be a part of it. Alec Jacob could be a part of it. Wandy Peralta could be a part of it. Martin Perez, I guess in theory, could be a long man.
So there's your 9 right there.
There's your like 15.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Yeah, but I think they're well positioned with the roster. I'm not worried about the 26th player on the roster or their 9th reliever. In a 3-game series, their 9th reliever, like who cares? I mean, it could matter, but I don't care overly.
Faye, we do shows every Friday home games at Naughty Barrel.
Oh, what's this? Let's see here. Can you please do a show somewhere so I can meet these amazing fellow Friar faithfuls? Maybe she's saying postgame though, Jim.
Oh, yeah, it's a little difficult.
To do it. I don't even know the real logistics on even trying to accomplish that, truthfully. I would put that all on Jim, and therefore Jim would like freak out.
I mean, this is
Postseason, I'm not opposed to that.
Yeah. I mean, we could. It's just a lot has to go into it. And
we're so accustomed to us kind of being here in our living room, so to speak, even though they're not our living rooms.
Feel like I mean, maybe. I mean, it's just the logistics of things. But if not, we have one more broadcast down at Naughty Barrel not next Friday, but the following Friday against the White Sox, 3 p.m.
In the regular season, I got to think we're broadcasting somewhere downtown in the postseason, assuming.
We will be downtown broadcasting during the postseason for sure. If they have a home playoff game, maybe if they don't have a home playoff game, we'll still be downtown. I don't know.
Did Schulte say anything postgame?
I didn't listen to it.
Okay, yeah, I certainly didn't either. If someone knows if there's anything interesting from Schulte, feel free to put it in the chat. We can comment on that. Okay. What's up, Rich?
Chad says invite us to your homes.
Yeah, that's fine.
Perfect.
That's fine. Just bring like treats for Bentley if you go to Jim's house, and if you come to my house, bring treats for my wife
and
Jones, my 5-year-old.
Yeah, bring Jones some treats. Did Jones have any crumble cookies the other day? I forgot to ask that.
Oh, absolutely. He had a double chocolate.
Did he stay up all night?
No, but I think. Oh, I think Kristen got it. What did we say? There was some other type, cinnamon or something.
It's a double chunk chocolate cookie.
All right, let's get back to the conversation in the chat in a moment. We do want
Sounds
to
like
thank our
what
friends over at Mova Globes. I don't even know what you're talking about. Mova Globes, guys, if you support the channel, pick up a Mova Globe and a double chunk chocolate cookie as well. You can get 10% off by using promo code PWS10. Great company. I like to say that since they signed on, the Padres have the best record in baseball, and it is true. And this is a San Diego company. The technology invented in Cardiff by the Sea. These rotate all day and all night with artificial or natural light. Incredible products. They have all 30 teams officially licensed in Major League Baseball, including your San Diego Padres, but you can pick them up for all 30 teams. Use promo code PWS10. They have planetary globes and much more as well at the website. If you click the link in the description down below, really cool company, really great gift idea, really cool for a home office. Your family will love these, because our families love these. So if you support the channel, now is the time to pick one of these puppies up. They might be good luck. We'll find out in the weeks ahead, but pick them up. Mova Globes. Look at them spin.
Yeah, if you're a fan of the Padres, obviously you're watching us because you are. Pick up a Padres Mova Globe today. PWS10 is our promo code. Link in the description below. Pick one up for your office, your desk, your work office, bookshelf, nightstand, or if you just want it to put it in your house because you're a diehard Padres fan and you have a man cave or a girl cave. Pick one up today. Mova Globes. Link description below. PWS10 is the promo code.
Why would the comp for a man cave be a girl cave?
I don't know, because it's I gotta say both, right? I can't say a old man
But
cave.
but the comp for a man isn't a girl.
No, you moron. I'm not
But
saying
you
that.
call it a boy cave?
Oh my god.
It would be a woman cave, right?
Woman cave, man cave, woman cave, sure, girl cave. I don't know. The Bat Cave, whatever.
How about Brandon Webb, Dylan Cease?
I sign me up. That's a good matchup.
Well, that's tomorrow night.
I know it is.
5:40.
I know it is.
That's a again. I say win the series, and again, we'd all take a 3-game sweep. And I'm looking at the Sunday matchup, and that is Joe Musgrove, TBD. Where's TBD right now? I don't know who that is for the Giants, but you win tomorrow.
I heard he's not great.
Yeah, if they can win behind Cease tomorrow, they're in really good shape in this series, obviously.
And picking up the game today on Arizona was big.
Huge.
You're a game and a half up on them. Still remain 3 up on Atlanta and the Mets, who the Mets will just never lose again, apparently.
Did I call him Brandon Webb?
Maybe.
I think I did. I probably meant Logan.
You meant Logan Webb, not Brandon.
Well, maybe Brandon Webb is going to be called up to make this start.
Yeah, they're going to bring Brandon Webb out of retirement.
I think I've called him Brandon Webb before. I don't know why. It's like
probably.
I don't know why. Well, that's a really intriguing pitching matchup with actually, I mean, Logan Webb is better than Brandon Webb, and he's legit. I know the Giants.
Brandon Webb was pretty good.
He is legit.
Yeah, he is. Good news. He missed Blake Snell tonight or this weekend, so that's good. But Logan, don't call me Brandon Webb tomorrow for the Giants.
Let me just quickly look up, Jim. I want to see Cease's numbers here.
Not been like totally great
since the no. So this is from July 25th on. The no hitter was July 25th. He's made 7 starts since. Okay, like you said, he's got a 4.09. It's not horrific, but he's got a 4.09. It's been herky and jerky. There's been that 1 inning outing because of the rain, and there's been some other things in there. But he's got a 4.09. Opponents have hit 246 off him in the last 7 starts, and that's a high number off Dylan Cease. So he could use. I mean, he could really use 6 innings, 1 run. Just to start feeling like we felt earlier about Cease. I'd love to see something like that 6 innings. I mean, 7 innings, 2 runs, 6 innings, 1 run. I'd love to see that tomorrow from Dylan.
He needs a bounce back start, I think, because you got to get him ready for the postseason, and you have to make sure, because he's going to be on this postseason roster. He's going to be starting one of the games for you, and a hot Dylan Cease going to the postseason would be very good.
Have we spent enough time here on Merrill?
I spent a good amount of time on it.
You hear that train? Listen how loud this is.
Keep your window open. It's fine.
Did you hear that?
It's like barely. Oh, nice. Just ruin the wrap-up show. It's fine.
It's one of those like 500 car trains. I think it's called a freight train, which is basically the Padres in the second half of the season. Can you hear the train or not? Put it in the chat.
It's the Padres. Choo choo. Chugga 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 chugga. Choo choo. Chugga 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 chugga. Choo choo. Chugga 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 chugga.
What did we think of Apple TV tonight? I know you were there, and I was at the radio show. I saw some compliments on social media.
Yeah, it's a superior broadcast. The only thing that's not superior about it is that if Don and Mud were doing the play-by-play on Apple TV broadcast, holy shit. But they don't. And Don's in Boston right now. And other than that, yeah, I mean, it's an amazing broadcast. Like, it should be the benchmark for what Padres.tv should try to be doing. But I don't know if they would have enough money to buy those cameras.
What do you think they're using? Like iPhones from like the third base, like concourse? I mean, I hope they would have
using like iPhone 4s.
I mean, they're using. Hey, we have the iPhone shot on iPhone. I mean, don't be scared to pick up some 4K cameras, guys. Carlos following up by saying Apple TV is the GOAT. Camera work, Padres TV is. Listen, I don't think it's fully fair to pile on. There were some people saying on social media tonight, like, now I know what you were talking about last night. I watched this Apple TV game. Like, this is night and day stuff.
Night and day.
The Padres TV was put together literally overnight. Remember that night? They're like, Bally's doesn't exist.
But they've had a bunch of nights to try and make it better.
I know.
Instead,
is it that bad? Because, like you said, the broadcasters are really good.
It's Don and Mud inside of one just big infomercial for the Padres.
That's what local baseball rights kind of are.
I know, but to have Don and Mud every half inning being like, "Hey, look at this bobblehead!" Like, "Hey, look at
people like
burrito night!" Like, what the? And then this in-game stuff. It's like, I don't know, dude.
Wait, what in-game stuff? Or like what coming up? Like later type stuff, or you're talking about the Robert Suarez?
Yeah, I think people just maybe want like, not such like a herky jerky broadcast, and I think with Apple TV Plus, it gave you like, what is it about Apple TV Plus that you guys like? Is it just the camera work? Is it just the 4K cameras? Is it the fact that it isn't?
I like the graphics, and we're like 19% chance of a base hit when it's like a ball and 2 strikes or whatever.
Yeah, is it just the graphics? Is it what is it? Because I know everyone will say like, well, if Don and Mud were on it. Now, the other cool feature that they do have is you can change the broadcast to the radio, so you can watch this game with Jesse and Tony.
Which I think is really cool. I really do.
Right.
I think that's great.
But like, what is it? I'm curious. I know the Mike Winter stuff is just god awful. Andrew says the cameras. Hold on, right here. So the cameras, the graphics, the minimalist aesthetic. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, the Padres have a pretty minimalist aesthetic. But I think when you're watching the game, you go to commercial, and I'm not saying commercial makes or break a broadcast. It doesn't at all. But when it's the same thing every single time, it becomes annoying. It becomes so annoying. Like, yeah, like commercial goes on, I'm shutting my brain off for like 2 minutes. But instead, you just hear the same thing over and over and over and over and over again.
I love, nothing gets Jim worked up more than like talking about the nuances of the television broadcast. It's one of your like top 3 pet peeves. Oh, I know what. I got one more issue with Padres.tv. Not to pile on.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that whole thing makes no sense. We've talked about that a lot. I got one other thing. There's been like 5 times this year I've paused the game and tweeted out a graphic that they pop up on Padres.tv that they don't even like reference. It's like the Padres are the first team in baseball history to do X, Y, and Z. I'm like, don't just pop that up there. Like, don't just slide in the Padres are the first team in, like since 1897 to do this. Oh man, those commercials.
The Postmates.
Not just that, dude. The highlights of like
The same thing over.
May 7, 2023. How about the dude they keep showing for the A's who had 3 home runs in Philadelphia? I don't care.
Padre TV feels hokey. Yeah.
It needs some upgrades. It needs some upgrades.
The thing is, like, with a proper pregame show, with actually a pregame show setup, and a proper postgame show with a proper postgame show setup, and actual real analysis from, like, you know, former baseball players, I think would do wonders. And making it longer than 15 minutes and just being basically the, like, coming up tomorrow, this and that, like, oh man, they were so close tonight, like, oh, they really played well, like, oh man, that was awesome, that was fun, like, maybe a little more than that, it just isn't me personally.
No,
And I think Mike does a really good job of giving his analysis for sure, but I think he needs help, and I think he needs somebody there that is going to bounce stuff off of him. And I think when you bounce stuff off of somebody, it makes it that much better.
Instead of talking about Palm.
Yeah, instead of it just being one-sided with, like,
and again, he's
a
player, but
right. It's just that's what they decided to go with, and for whatever reason they just said F a pregame show and F a postgame show.
You are like you get so worked up about it. I love it. W, thank you for the super chat. He says, what are the Padres / Manny giving up for the next home run ball? What's it worth? I mean, this isn't exactly like
it's not Bonds passing
750.
Hank Aaron.
Yeah, I mean, guys, this is the lowest. And I hate to discount it. Manny's been a great Padre. Manny is a Hall of Famer. I was thinking that tonight. Like, Manny's a definitive for me. He's got to finish off his career, but he is trending as a definitive Hall of Famer for me. We're watching Manny Machado, a definitive Hall of Famer in his prime in a Padres uniform, and that's really phenomenal to say. So I don't want to discount it. It's not his fault the home run record's 163. That's not his fault.
Right.
And he could blow by it and hit 360 here. Yeah. But I don't think we're stopping the game for 45 minutes and taking the Rolls Royce around the outfield. I don't think this is Cal Ripken. I don't think this is the streak this weekend, is it?
I really hope not. If anything, if they're going to do anything, give him a hat tip. Like, hey, Manny, curtain call. Like, that's my extent of things. And please don't make it anything more than that. Please don't make it anything more than that. Like,
yeah, I agree. And it's a great accomplishment.
It is.
It's a great accomplishment, but it's not the end all be all. And it's not the end all be all for Manny Machado. I'm positive of it. Certain. Guaranteed of it.
No, and thank God, because a record of, and bless Nate Colbert, but to have that record be held for that long and stand for that long it's ridiculous.
And by the way, remember, this ball, though, it better be better than the Ohtani ball that they got. Like, oh, here's like a hot dog and like a free ticket to an upcoming game in the bleachers. Give me a break.
No, they won't.
Whoever gets the ball should be compensated for it. They get your photo with Manny, get some signed memorabilia. I mean, you should get a nice experience, I would hope, out of it.
They'll do. That's the one thing with Grupner that you can count on. He'll hook up to the fans. He's good with that. Like, yeah.
Hey, you can join the Padres.tv postgame show. Like, you can host. You want to host for a couple of weeks?
Holy shit, dude. I mean, you're already kind of.
I mean, hey, you're here. Carlos says, if I catch a foul ball, we'll never give it to a kid. Why?
Carlos is the ultimate, like, fuck you.
Jim was there a night that I got a foul ball in the press box, I think. And I immediately gave it to a fan.
No, you
Remember
kept
that?
it.
No, I gave it to a fan immediately.
No,
I
you
gave it to a
kept it,
kid.
and you're like, "I'm not
No, I
giving it to
didn't.
anybody."
I truly could care less. So,
I know. I'm just kidding.
I don't remember the circumstance. It came right into the, I don't even know, writing press side. I forget the circumstance, but it came right to me.
Yeah.
And then I was like, give me 50 grand for this kid.
Right.
It's just hit off the bat of Eric Hosmer. What are you going to give me?
No show tomorrow night, Faye, because John has Aztec football, and
Oh,
I
soft.
will be at the
Okay,
Aztec.
we never
game.
do Saturday.
We never do Saturday, Faye.
We will be back Sunday night, 9:35.
Theoretically.
What do you have Sunday?
I'm just kidding. We're good.
Sunday's like our number one night. Everyone comes by Sunday night, right? It's like Cheers. It's like the bar. We're like the neighborhood bar. We just don't drink.
You drink kombucha, and I drink like.
You. By the way, this was very weird today. And we see some of the supers. We'll get to them in a second. I'm at Nutty Barrel. It's like 5 p.m. and Jim's like, "Get me a peanut butter schnapps like shot."
No.
Like,
No.
Like,
Shout out to Patrick, who was at Naughty Barrel. He's an avid watcher of the wrap-up show and John and Jim.
Right, he brought us around.
And he's like, "Hey, I want to buy you guys around." John said,
I'm like, "I'm good.
Thanks, but no thanks," because he's soft. And I said, "You know what? Actually, I want because it was still happy hour. I want a peanut butter screwball shot." So I got a peanut butter screwball shot.
I didn't put the 2 and 2 together. It was like 20 minutes later, Jim's like, "Get me a shot." I'm like,
it was delicious. It's like a peanut butter cup, like a whiskey peanut butter cup. Like it's like
sounds amazing.
It was awesome. And then I texted Aaron, and then she's like, "I want one." So then I got one for Aaron too.
Gotcha.
$7 shots, happy hour from 4 to 6 p.m. at Naughty Barrel.
Dude, that is good.
And we'd be, it wasn't like,
no, it was like
taste it. It was a strong one. You could taste it. You could taste the whiskey.
It was like a shot and a half, I thought. It was like one of those shooter shots that I feel like is more alcohol.
Peanut butter screwball. Loved it.
I had kombucha.
It's great. No one asked.
It was really good.
Oh, it must be nice.
No, I don't want to talk about it. Ben, appreciate you, man. He says,
"Oh, must be nice." Oh, I love you. Oh, must be nice.
This is so stupid. Nobody has any clue what we're talking about.
Must be nice.
It must be nice that nobody has any clue what we're talking about.
Right.
Let's do a shirt. Must be nice.
Shit.
How about a grit squad? How about a grit squad shirt?
We got sharked on that so hard by fucking who made a shirt like that?
Roto
World
or something.
And theirs was like way cooler than ours. And I'm like, shit. Anyway, if you want a Grit Squad t-shirt, we're selling them on our merch website.
Yeah, probably violating copyrights now. Because it's Roto World has like MLB license.
Oh, you're right.
But pick them up before we get cease and desist by MLB.
Seriously.
In my younger days, by the way, I sold a Smarty Jones t-shirt for the horse that was like a Triple Crown finalist. And then I got a cease and desist from the damn horse. We had to stop selling these shirts. They were selling like hotcakes, by the way.
So they're basically selling like our shirts?
Well, no, they were actually selling. They were actually selling. We're like starving artists, dude. Selling t-shirts, man. I'm gonna be on the streets outside Petco.
We can't even fucking give away our shirts. Like, no thanks, but no thanks. We want the
you guys are loyal to the show, but nobody's clicking that link in the description down below for shirts.
None of you motherfuckers are clicking that link. No one's clicking that link, dude. We love you guys.
Dave Gutierrez picked up a hat. I'm like, shit. The guy at Spread Shop is like, I've been waiting for someone to order something. Jesus, I'm about to lay off.
Like these guys still sell stuff.
People are like, it's like I'm laying off my staff. You guys don't sell shit.
If our lives depended on selling a shirt, we'd be dead.
We'd be freaking dead, man.
We'd be dead.
But here's my theory on that, real quick. It's because our stuff, we never have made like something like overly creative. We'll say like a wrap-up show.
Right, because we're not having people help us like do like designs and shit.
Right, exactly.
We're just doing it ourselves. And I'm not just like a t-shirt designer. Remember those stupid shirts I wrote like literally like quotes? And I'm like, dude, it's gonna be great. And you're like, no, you idiot, can't even read it. It's like tiny lettering. It's like,
What did it
hey,
say? It was like heavy as the head that wears the crown.
no, it was like, hey, did you know I used to work in minor league
Oh
baseball?
God. So
It's
bad,
so
dude.
stupid.
So dumb. I wish we had like cool merch. I need someone to
Yeah.
design cool merch for us.
If anybody watches the wrap up show that is a designer,
actually, I hit someone up. No, here's the deal, dude. I'm not kidding. I have to get back to him. You know the guy that sent us those cool shirts with like the block lettering?
yeah,
San Diego. I reached out. I'm like, yo, like, can we work together on a shirt? He's like, yeah, absolutely. But you know me, my life's
way to
crazy.
bury the freaking lead.
He's like, yo, when do you want to talk? I'm like,
What was the brand called? It was like
brand's dope.
Maple something.
Yeah, Maple Surf.
Maple Surf. Yeah, shout out Maple Surf.
Shout out.
Their gear is awesome.
I know, and he emailed me, and I haven't got back to him. And I feel bad, but you know my life's freaking crazy. Hold on.
Oh, poor baby.
You're an asshole. Here's Maple.
Maple Surf.
You remind me. Anyway, Ben, thank you. If I were to catch the homer, I'd ask to shag batting practice at an upcoming game. That'd be cool to shag BP, like to actually be in the outfield during BP.
What would you ask if you caught the home run? I know what I would ask for.
I'd say, okay, you know what you would ask for just like that?
Mm-hmm.
What would you ask for?
Right now, I would ask for one, meet and greet
Playoff
with Manny.
tickets.
Meet and greet with Manny. I want a picture with Manny. I want a signed jersey. And I need playoff tickets this year.
They're like, keep the ball.
That's not too much to ask.
No, you get that. But the problem is this is a classic example of leverage. So make sure to ask for a lot if this happens to you. You don't go in a bit. If they say, what do you want? And you're like, oh, I'd like a picture with Manny. They'll be like, okay.
Like,
you
perfect.
have to ask for a lot.
Yeah. Be like,
you got to be like, I want a gift card to the Majestic Clubhouse store. I mean, you want everything.
I would want like the signed jersey and then a picture with Manny. Like holding the ball. And
no,
there's
here's what I want. I'm not giving that back unless he comes on the radio with us. Like if it was seriously me or you, I'd be like, here's the deal.
Oh, dude, 100%.
You will come on the radio with us and you will do a 3-hour show, and that's all I want.
3-hour show? I'll just take 10 minutes. Shit.
In spring training, you will do a 3-hour show with us.
I'll do 10 minutes.
No, I need more than that. I need 20.
It's like the only way we'll be able to get Manny on the show.
And he will come on the wrap-up show. I'll do a 10-minute interview on radio and a 10-minute conversation on the wrap-up show.
Isn't it wild that he does no radio interviews during the season?
Media.
No media. None. He does one interview with the flagship during spring training.
Spring training, yep.
That's it.
And then, you'll see the back of my baseball card.
Right.
And he's right. He's always right.
Right.
It's crazy. JD Gatcher, thank you, man. He says he thinks Teoscar Hernandez possible IL stint changed his National League West race. He was.
Did he get hurt tonight?
He was hit by a pitch on his foot, and an IL stint is likely, according to Dave Roberts. That is a factor, no doubt, not just in this race, but also in the postseason, potentially for the Dodgers. So that's again, I don't know if that's the difference over the last 19 games of the year, but it's concerning probably for the Dodgers and not the worst thing in the world for the Padres.
Yeah, we hope the same thing doesn't happen with Jackson Merrill.
Good point. Really good point.
Yeah.
Okay. Zach wants to know if Manny gets the record this series. I say yes.
I say yes. It's going to be hot as hell. The ball's going to be flying. I think if he gets it up, and he's hot right now. I mean, his last home run, John, I don't know what this pitcher was thinking, but pitching and throwing the ball like right down the middle of the plate, probably not a good strategy. Probably not a great strategy against Manny Machado. That's just personally what I think.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah. Who's this guy? His name was Austin Warren, my guy. Throwing down the middle is not the greatest thing to do against him.
Were these home runs like? I haven't seen these home runs.
His second one was a bomb.
Oh, really?
Yeah. His second one was an absolute no doubter, second decker. Yeah. His first one about 10 rows back. Second one was upper deck.
By the way, how about the like weird? Because you were downtown, I was downtown. I was 3 blocks from you.
You know,
How
shit,
about
we
the
were
weird?
downtown. We did a show together.
Yeah, no shit. But was there a weird haze fog that moved in late in the Padres game?
I don't know.
It was crazy at the Shell. It was like very foggy.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm watching Manny's first. Oh, gone. Okay.
Watch a second.
Okay, hold on. Let me fast forward because I'm watching 3 minutes of highlights.
You could just go to the Padres Twitter account.
Okay, now I just saw Conforto with the wave going on hit a home run.
Yeah, not great.
And then swing and a miss, struck him out to get out of that jam. Then Merrill. Oh, hold on. Let me watch Merrill.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just watching. Okay, hold on.
We watched the game during the show.
Man, he went down a freaking heap.
Yeah, not great.
Oh, that's
Multi-sport.
great.
I don't think he does now. I really don't.
No. It was hard either way. 20 games, get 18 RBIs.
Yeah. And we'll see how he feels the next couple of days. Maybe the story becomes bigger by Monday.
Oh, that second home run, give me a break.
Yeah, bomb.
Top tanker.
The
little point to the dugout, that side point he likes to do.
Yeah, that was a no doubter. Like,
now the guy that got the ball, I see, is he returning that as the tying home run, or is he holding on to that puppy and bringing it home and playing catch?
John, we're not, like we said, this ain't Bonds passing Babe Ruth or.
So you don't think he's been offered
or
this isn't an auction for $100,000?
No, I don't think when Manny hits a home run, people are going to rush the field.
That'd be amazing.
Like when Hank Aaron hit 716.
How did they allow that? Like, guys.
Dude, it's the 70s, right? 60s, 70s.
Like I always say, anything that happened before the internet, you always have to take with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Because nobody knew what anyone else was doing. The internet changed a lot. Internet has changed a lot. That's my breakdown for the night. Internet has changed a lot.
Great breakdown.
Yeah. Wait a second. Did I? Oh, I did. Okay. So you want to do this again Sunday night? And you don't have a choice. Okay. We will be here Sunday night. I see we posted Chilty. And by we, I mean Marty.
Thanks, Moises. 19 over. This is Rarefied Air for the wrap. Enjoy.
It ties the record for the wrap-up show.
Yeah. Good times. They're going to get 93 wins, potentially. I mean, they're going to go 93 and 69. Right?
Nice.
No. Yeah.
That'd be really nice. All right, join us Sunday night, 9:30 on the wrap-up show. We will be here recapping the series between the Padres and the Giants, and then looking ahead, a couple of games in Seattle, then back to the Bay to take on the Giants on the road. Okay. Please, where are we at real quick, Jim? I know Jim's got to be tired. Where are we at on subs? Okay, we're 30 away. We're only 30 subs away. I wouldn't be surprised with your guys' help if we hit 7K by the time we start the show on Sunday night, or we're definitely going to celebrate 7K together Sunday night. So if you wouldn't mind subscribing, we do appreciate that year-round content. For Padres fans, you can follow us on X at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. Please hit the like button for us here tonight. Thank you for your support of the channel with the super thanks. If you're here on replay, the memberships as well. Support our partners. We can't do it without them, just like we can't do it without you. Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance can save you money on your insurance needs. He's a San Diegan. Click the link in the description down below for free quotes. Mova Globes, 10% off. Promo code PWS10. Click the link in the description down below. And Underdog Fantasy NFL, maybe you noticed they've been playing it the last 2 days. You can take advantage of incredible offers right now at Underdog Fantasy. I'm talking about a 50% deposit match up to $1,000 and some NFL discounts and free pick'ems going on right now. All you need to do is use promo code PODSWRAP, PADSWRAP. That's PODSWRAP, PADSWRAP. All right, guys, we'll see you Sunday night. Padres win. Manny Machado has equaled the franchise record Will Jim do a Saturday night wrap-up show if Machado hits the franchise mark tomorrow night? Find out. The answer is no, but we'll see you Sunday night. If he hits 4 tomorrow, you'll see us tomorrow night. Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.